Happy 2024 to everyone. My first e-mountain bike video of the year, and I have a good one for you guys. The most important video, which is the best e-mountain bike I can buy today, right? So, to get the best, you have to beat the best, and I think the best is the Specialized Gen 3 Levo, and this is the one right here. So, who is the contender? The contender is the Pivot Shuttle AM. So, let's see which is better by putting them in 7 different categories. And I'll declare a winner on each one, and then I'll declare an overall winner at the end. And this is just my opinion, but I have tried a lot of e-bikes, and this has taken all comers, beat them all, and this one looks like it is a worthy contender. First category is descending. Which one descends better, faster, you know, takes corners better, jumps better, more poppy, more fun, more agile, and whatnot. So the king is the Specialized Gen 3 Levo. It just descends so well. You know, this is what most people in Santa Cruz and in California own, not just because it's available and it's got many price points, but it really rides well. Generation 3 means they've honed in the geometry, the componentry, and whatnot. So mullet wheel size is a key to its success. Low center of gravity, low seat tube, and it has a very adjustable head tube angle and also bottom bracket height. So it can be a lot of bikes to a lot of people. The contender right here is the Shuttle AM, the third e-bike in their line, in their mountain bike line, and they really just nailed it. 148 rear travel, 160 front, and has a flip chip as well. Comes stock as a 29er, but you can set it up as a mullet. I wish they did, but they didn't. But where this thing excels really, as opposed to other pivot e-bikes that I have, is it's really supple. You know, a lot of DW Link bikes, they're a little bit harsh and supportive, kind of like analog bikes. But for e-bike, you don't have to be so, you know, so bumpy, you know, because you have a motor assisting you. And this bike really took advantage of that. And now we have a bike that is so supple, you know, so controllable in the chunder. All right. So who do I think is the winner? Let me tell you a story, a quick story. Every time I go to Donnyville, to Santa Cruz and whatnot, you know, I change my mind. Whatever I'm riding, I think is better. But really, this is better at the chunder, you know, kind of the rough stuff in stock configuration, and this one stock configuration is better at the turning, the carving, and the popping and whatnot, you know. So this needs to be I think a mullet to unseat this guy. I know you could do it that way, but very few will do it because it's a little bit of a hassle. So the winner is a tie. It really is a tie, in my opinion. Whatever I rode last, I think is the better descender. So let's call that a tie. The second category is climbing, motor assisted climbing. Which one is better? Which one is faster? Which one has more available torque? Which one is more natural? You know, rides like a bike. Levo, I think I've said it over and over. Very good motor. You know, it is just a very supportive motor. More in the past than its current form. You know, I think they throttled it down a little bit just to not stress the belt. With a very usable, very adjustable motor. And that's where the Bosch system has really come to challenge. You know, when it was Gen 1, it wasn't that good, but now we're Gen 4. And we even have a race edition. And this is like so good now, so good. And where it excels is the torque sensor. First, the available torque. There's so much power in this motor. Even though it's 85 newton meters, 550 watts, or 600 watts, so much available power. You're like, wow. And I think the real secret to it is how quick the power comes on. Meaning, the torque sensor has so much resolution that as soon as you're on it, it's like with you right away, like someone on your shoulder right away. And that's a big advantage, because when you're early, you don't have to give so much power. You just have to give a little bit, and you're like, whoa. It is a really natural feeling, and it's all adjustable. So the resolution of this torque sensor is so good coupled with the amount of torque that it has. So good. Race motor, it's just really cool in if you're tired or if you want to get off corners really quick. But really, the race and the normal Boss Gen 4 motor have the same amount of power. So even with a normal Gen 4 motor, your Mighty Fine more powerful than this. And in my test rides, this always climbs the hill faster. 1 mile, 530 feet, constant power output from the rider, 200 watts, and then full boost on both. This one is the faster motor. So it has more power. It is more natural feeling because of the torque sensor, and it is faster. So the winner is Pivot Shuttle AM. All right, the third category is the battery and electronics. The question you get asked more often is, what's the range on that? How far can it go? So I'm going to answer that question. So it's an important factor for e-bikes for sure. And this one has a 750 watt-hour battery. This one has a 700, the leader before. But 750 is really good now. Both weigh about 50 pounds. So 750, and it has the compatibility or the promise of a 250 watt extender. So amazing. And I've done really good rides on this, 6,200 feet of riding in 3 hours. Usually you either get range or you get speed. I'm able to get range and speed on this guy. So just an amazing motor system and battery system, very reliable. And then you can drain it all the way to 1% battery and it's still giving you juice. This thing, by 5%, it gives you almost nothing. So really good battery management as well. And then configurability. Now they have a very competent app. They're very comparable, best in the category, really, how well you can configure these apps. And then I think the final part I would say is it has 2 modes, Tour Plus and E-MTB mode, that are automatic. Automatic meaning they go from zero, almost zero assist to like 100% assist on their own, depending on how much you give out. So I think that is a very valuable mode because you can choose to work, but then you don't have to go for most of the ride, but then you don't have to go to turbo when the punchy hill comes up. You just put in the effort and it will go to the full power on its own. So I would say that in battery and in app kind of integration, the winner is the Pivot Shuttle AM. All right, number 4 shootout category is components, the all important components, right? So both of them have a complement of Fox, very good suspension, a little better here on the Levo with a 38 and the Fox X2. But when you ride them, at least at my weight, I notice no difference. This Float X and this 36 just represents so well. I'm so impressed. And then both of them are sporting the Eagle transmission. I think it's very, very cool and very important for e-bikes and for powerful e-bikes that you can shift at any time. You don't have to work for your shifter. The shifter will work for you. And because you're always under power. Very hard to just unload instantly when you're in a very technical section. And then the rest of the components, you have some house brands. Both house brand stuff is amazing. The bars, the stem, the saddle, really good. House brand tires, but this is some of the best tires I've ever used. The Butcher T9, and then this one. This is the Minion and Dissector. The Minion and then DHF. Really good components. So I think that the only thing that separates them is the brakes. The brakes, they use the transmission brakes on the Specialized Levo. On the Shuttle AM, we use the XTR brakes, and these are better, I think. But at the end of the day, who's got the better components? It is a tie. 5th category is durability and dependability. E-bikes break because they are experimental or developmental. A lot going on, a lot of stuff being invented. Just know that you need a good dealer to support you because this stuff's gonna break. It's just we're just in the early days, the pioneers of this space. The Levo has an issue of the motor. In Gen 2, it just kept breaking every 300, 400 miles. If you're a high turbo user, On the Gen 3, it is a lot better. A lot better. My personal S-Works bike has lasted 2,000 miles, and the motor is still working, but it's very loud now. And that is a problem with the Levo now. Even though the motor is lasting now and a very good warranty, they do get loud. After a few hundred miles, it just gets louder and louder and louder until it just stops working. So there's still an issue. Unfortunately, the Bosch has legendary reliability. You know, that motor just does not break. Now there's other problems here and there, the wiring and the the battery connection and whatnot. But the motor itself is just known for robustness. As far as the other parts of the machine, both frames, the suspension and whatnot, very good. The Levo has learned from earlier Fox X2 troubles, and they've survived that. The battery door on this has been improved. Still not quite there. You know, it's just a difficult problem to perfect. As far as a winner is concerned in this dependability and reliability, durability, I would say the winner is the Pivot Shuttle AM. Just problem free on this guy. Now, mind you, both have excellent dealers, and that's very, very important when buying an e-bike these days. And getting down to the finish line is the value. What is a better value? What has better price points? You know, what is attainable? And this bike right here, the Pivot Shuttle AM, is this bike exactly is $14,000 because it has the race motor. They also have an 11,000 version that has the big battery but doesn't have transmission, and they have a $9,000 version, all carbon. This bike, on the other hand, is 14, I think 11, and then 9, and then 6, and then 49.99. So just different guys, and they even have an aluminum version of this bike, and have tremendous sales at the end of 2023. Maybe because of the an overstock situation, and so many people. I know at least 30-40 people who got the Levo as at full price as it went on sale. So very attainable bike. So in this category, I would declare the Levo the winner. A really good attainability factor on the Levo. So there you go. Who do I think is the winner? The winner, I think, in this shootout of the best is slight edge to the Pivot Shuttle AM. Hurts me to say that because I have to return this bike now. Can't afford it, and I do own a Specialized Levo S-Works, but they're not far off. They're not far off. But in terms of the power of this new Bosch Gen 4 motor is just unbelievable. I think the motor really just puts it over the edge, and the fact that the Shuttle has really caught up in the electronics, wireless, and very clean cockpit and whatnot. And you know, the Levo still has advantages. You know, the Mastermind TCU computer right here, the fact that it has mullet, the price points. So you know, there's still a lot of reason to get the Levo. But if you have like 12 grand and you want the best of the best, I would go with the Pivot Shuttle AM, convert it to mullet, and you're good to go. So there you go. I hope you are happy with the shootout, and please share with me your opinions on the comment section of this video. Thank you.